Welcome back, everybody, to America on the Road. Jack Nerad back with you, and it is road test time. Road test time for vehicles that we think you'll be pretty much interested in. I was driving a vehicle that I think is classier than I am by a large margin. Occasionally, Chris, I think we get into vehicles and we're just kind of wowed by how good they look both inside and out. It doesn't happen all that often. But it has happened with me with Genesis brand vehicles several times, and certainly the renewed Genesis GV80 for 2025 is one of those vehicles. I had a chance to drive it along with a large part of my family down in Texas over the past weekend as we were shuttling around to football games and this and that. My middle daughter actually got engaged over that weekend, so it was very, very cool. But there's a lot to like about this vehicle, and everybody who got into this vehicle was kind of wowed by the interior. I had the Prestige trim, which is the up-level trim, but this is an interior that would feel at home, I think, in a Rolls Royce. It's just incredibly well done, opulent, quilted, perforated Napa leather interior, just gorgeous. The tailoring just very, very cool. Has a giant display screen inside too that also wows people. So an interesting vehicle from so many points of view, and yet it's not incredibly expensive even in this form. In the form that I tested, it was about $80,000, which is I think a pretty good price actually for a mid-sized luxury brand vehicle, and especially a top-of-the-line luxury brand vehicle with 375 horsepower from a twin-turbo V6. You're kind of nodding along here. Give us your thoughts about this thing.
I am nodding along. One of the things I love about Genesis is that they've figured out how to pack in a ton of stuff in the right way, not just for like superfluous junk, and keep the price fairly reasonable for what you're getting there. And I completely agree about the interior. We've talked about this before. Audi figured out a long time ago that it could differentiate itself with really nice interiors. And I think Hyundai, I say that, but Genesis is taking that same approach, and it's working out well.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy one of these vehicles for less than $60,000. The standard trim is $57,700 is its MSRP. And it includes this giant 27-inch infotainment display. It has wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, a ton of driver assistance systems. It has all-wheel drive. And then as you climb the ladder, this is with a turbocharged four-cylinder engine. As you climb the ladder to the 3.5T, which is with the larger 3.5-liter V6 twin turbocharged V6, is also all-wheel drive. The base model is the advanced. It's about $74,000. It is the one vehicle in the lineup that offers 3 rows of seating. It's kind of interesting to me that there's only one that offers 3 rows of seating with the more powerful engine and significantly more expensive. I would have thought a 3-row family oriented around $60,000 or $65,000, something like that would play pretty well, but I'm not the product planner. And then we have this top of the line Prestige that has, as I mentioned, Napa leather seats. They're heated and ventilated, both front and rear. It has a heated console armrest, rear door sunshades, second row vanity mirrors. I mean, this is kind of over the top in terms of luxury equipment, and just a vehicle I liked a lot. I haven't talked much about the driving, but it drives just fine. More comfort-oriented, I think, than performance-oriented, but it certainly feels good. So I think they've done a very, very nice job with this vehicle, and I just hard to praise it more than I am praising it. I just think this is one of these vehicles where $80,000 is a lot for a vehicle, but I think there's a ton of value here versus the competition.
Yeah, I think the people that are springing that amount of money for this vehicle are feeling like they got their money's worth. I really like the twin turbocharged V6. I think it's fantastic. And as you mentioned, the driving experience sometimes takes the back seat to the other experience, but it is perfectly fine. It's quick. It's got a comfortable ride. It's quiet inside. So yeah, if I could afford one, I probably would have shopped one a long time ago.
Yeah, one of the things too, it doesn't bowl you over. I mean, the infotainment system is pretty easy to use. It does have that weird thing where it has a dial shifter and then another dial that runs the info. That's the biggest nit I can pick on this thing because that is irritating, and I kept grabbing the wrong dial when I wanted to do one thing or another. But other than that, I mean, it's just everything to like about this vehicle. I liked it a lot. I think it's a heck of a value. So interesting two vehicles that we have this time around, right? The Mustang, excellent value, maybe a bit of an anachronism these days. And then the Genesis GV80, a really good luxury brand vehicle, luxury brand SUV.
Yeah, I agree. Now you got me wanting to go drive a Genesis again.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And that isn't too far in the future. When we come back, we will have a great special guest. His name is Danny Shapiro. He's Vice President of Automotive at NVIDIA. And fascinating stuff to talk about with connected cars and the car software and all of that. So stay with us for that. And we'll be right back right here on America on the Road.